I was a student in a Lagos boarding school, the kind parents bragged about. Everything was perfect. Until Madam Okoro arrived, and perfection began to rot from the inside. She was the teacher nobody wanted to be alone with. She wouldn't scold nor raise her voice on us. Instead, she would just look at you, too long, too deep, and you felt something leave you. At first, we called it a joke. Students whispered that her lessons would drain you. We laughed at it. Until it stopped being funny. The first time I saw it happen was with Uche, our class prefect. Uche was sharp and confident. The kind of boy parents used as an example when they scolded you. He stood up to read a poem. His voice was steady, clear. Madam Okoro walked by him. Her hand brushed his shoulder like she was adjusting his uniform. By the time he had finished reading, he looked dazed. When she asked him to write his name on the board, the letters shook. Crooked. Like a child's. After that, Uche was never the same. He forgot things easily. Failed tests he once aced. He walked like his brightness had been switched off. Then it started happening to others. Precious, who used to answer every question in math class, began getting them wrong. Kelvin, the fastest reader in the library, couldn't even finish a page without losing focus. Even small things changed. Students who used to be organized now forgot their books, misplaced assignments, or tripped over words they had known for months. The strangest part. Every time one of them dimmed, Madam Okoro seemed sharper. Her skin smoother. Her walk quicker. Her voice stronger. It was like she was eating what made them brilliant. I tried to tell myself I was imagining things. Maybe they were just tired, stressed or lazy. But then it happened to me. During exams, she stopped at my desk. She didn't touch me. She only leaned close. Her perfume sharp, metallic under the sweetness. My pen felt heavy. My thoughts scattered like birds in a storm. I couldn't remember the formulas I had studied or the notes I had memorized. The next thing I remember, the bell had rung. My paper half empty. Everyone else was gone. After that, I was slower. I forgot names. Lessons I had known perfectly. Where I had put my books. My friends laughed nervously. You're next on the list. Their jokes carried fear. It wasn't only in class. During lunch in the dining hall, I noticed students staring blankly at their food. Chewing slowly. Like they weren't really hungry but couldn't stop themselves. At night, in the dormitory, I'd hear whispers in the halls. Some students talked about strange dreams. Seeing Madam Okoro hovering above them. Feeling a pull from their minds. Waking up exhausted, as if someone had drained them while they slept. One evening, I stayed late in the library, trying to catch up on some notes. The room was quiet. But I thought I saw movement among the stacks. I froze. There, in the corner, was Precious. Her eyes wide. Her body still. Madam Okoro stood behind her, murmuring something low and soft. I couldn't hear the words. But I could see thin threads of light, like smoke but brighter, lifting from Precious's head into Madam Okoro's chest. I ran before she noticed me. My heart pounded. I couldn't sleep that night. I couldn't stop thinking about the students whose light had been taken. Then one night, restless, I snuck out for water. The corridors were dim, the generator humming. When I passed the auditorium, it was supposed to be locked. Through a crack in the door, I saw her. Madam Okoro stood in the middle of the hall. Candles glowing around her. 3 students sat slumped on the floor. Ties loosened. Eyes open but empty. She whispered in a language I didn't understand, moving her hands over them. Pale threads of light rose from their foreheads and sank into her chest. I gasped. She turned, as her eyes glowed faintly, like screens in the dark. For a moment, I froze. Then her smile, sharp and hungry, snapped me back. I ran as fast as I could. By the end of the year, many of the best students had changed. They were still there, but not the same. They forgot lessons. Lost confidence. Sometimes stared into space for minutes at a time. The principal praised her methods. Parents praised her results. But we, her students, knew the truth. She wasn't teaching. She was feeding on us. Sometimes, I wonder if what I saw was real, or if it was just something my mind noticed too late. I wonder how many of us walked out carrying pieces of someone else's light, never knowing it. And I still can't tell if she ever really left the school, or if she's just there, waiting for her next feast.